A while ago, we reported that on all the Tony Busby and Jay-Z stuff, it seems we have come to the final chapter. Perhaps. And so it says here, Tony Busby dismisses lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy over allegations of SA, a 13-year-old girl. Jay-Z releases statement. It says here, today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling. He should have put another F word right there.
Alliteration.
You know what I mean? You should have put another one right there. But anyway, who am I to tell Jay-Z what to write? A peon.
I mean, because some of the things he wrote, he shouldn't have, but it's fine.
Anyway, we'll get to it. The frivolous, fictitious. You good?
I just got shocked by my charger.
Now you definitely awake.
Yeah.
You good though?
Yeah, I'm good. Wow.
All right. If at first you don't succeed, try again. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. The civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer.
I saw that and I said, all right. This.
My gosh. All right. I'm sorry, but it's just too good to not laugh. I'm sorry. I'm a child sometimes, and that's funny to me.
Perfectly fine.
This 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe. And when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course.
Yep.
While with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and falsely accused equally. Sean Carter. S. Carter, you must try harder. Competition is nada.
What do you think about this?
That's Jay-Z Volume 3 for those who don't know right there. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think
There's some document here that says the same thing. Dismissed with prejudice. That's important to note.
Which means.
All right, let's get to it. What do I think?
Sue him again?
I'm sorry?
I always get it confused with prejudice means that they can't sue him again for it.
Let me just pull it up just to make sure. Dismissed with prejudice. Dismissed with prejudice is a legal term that means a case is permanently terminated and cannot be reopened. Right. That's according to Illinois Legal Aid Online.
Okay, that's what I thought. Interesting. Yeah, but what do you think?
Well, we spoke about it when her story went nuts on whatever news channel that was that interviewed her, and it seemed like Jane Doe ain't know what the fuck she was talking about. And yeah, clearly there are false allegations, and the case was dismissed. They left. Let's be clear here. The judge did not dismiss this. Busby dropped the case completely.
Right. So we don't actually know if the allegations are false or not. It's never been proven in a court of law whether they are true or untrue, right?
Oh, is that what we're doing?
I'm just speaking to how the legal system works. No one ever proved or disproved what the person was saying. Isn't that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. I just want us to be careful with the way we speak about it because I think sometimes things get lost in translation and then it comes across like one thing happened that didn't happen. The thing that happened is they dropped the lawsuit. What didn't happen is we never really found out what was the truth and what was the lie, or if there was a lie, or if there was a truth, or that's all I'm saying.
Did we not watch the interview?
Right, but that doesn't okay. I'm not gonna I don't wanna argue this because I don't think there's anything to argue here. I just we don't know what's fact and what's not. I don't that's the only point I'm trying to make. Um,
Got it. I have a hard time with stuff like this
okay.
because it's believe black women, it's believe all women. Cool. I don't have a problem with that. But it's like once the women are disproved or once they say some complete bullshit that doesn't track, we still gotta tiptoe and be careful with what we say. And I have a challenge with that. That's really hard for me. Because this lady told her story on national television and it didn't add up. In fact, most of what she said was disproved by the news. We didn't even need like a private eye or evidence in a court system. Like we all saw it. And so this is challenging for me because it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you say, hey, I believe the women, I immediately believe women because of how difficult it is for them to come out and talk about this in the first place. And then it comes out that it's not true. Or it just sounds like, hey, you're saying complete bullshit. Then what we gotta just still honor their story? Like we still gotta say, well, it's possibly still true. Like at what point do we just say, yo, this person lied and it was false accusations?
I wasn't trying to honor her story. I just wanted to use the correct language. It was not proven that her allegations were false. They withdrew their claim. They didn't withdraw their claim and say these allegations are false. All I was trying to do was make sure that we spoke about it um, in a way where we're not claiming something that did not happen. That was
But they
it.
dis
I
but
wasn't
but her
trying to
own lawyer
defend.
dismissed it with prejudice.
Okay, I was just I wasn't trying to discredit Jay-Z or anything like that. That was all I was trying to say. That was it. I wasn't that wasn't an argument for or against anyone. It was just there was no trial, there was no anything like that. There wasn't. And no one ever came out and said that this is in fact false. So all I was trying to establish is that that is not actually what happened. What happened is that a lawsuit was withdrawn. That's it. That's
Got it.
it. I wasn't trying to accuse Jay-Z of anything. I wasn't trying to defend this woman. I wasn't doing any of that at all. In fact, that's why I let you go first because I don't really have a whole lot to say here other than, yeah, there were plenty of holes in the story and it wasn't adding up. And this is the result of that. But I kid you not, I was not coming here today to say, we still got to go on a witch hunt with Jay-Z or this person told the truth and is not believed or it wasn't anything like that. It was honestly just I just want us to be responsible with our platform and sometimes people have concerns when we talk about these things about what is fact and what is not, and that was all I was trying to establish so that our audience understands what happened versus what didn't happen. That was it.
Okay.
I was just trying to speak in facts. That's all.
Yeah, there was no trial. That is a fact. I think Jay-Z should stop writing these things. I don't think there's anything wrong with speaking your piece. But these little mini hit piece statements, I think is beneath Jay-Z. I think it brings down the brand of Jay-Z. Um, I get it. You're a guy from Brooklyn and you want to have a no tolerance, thing, especially in this kind of accusation. But there's lawyers for that. There's publicists for that. I think let them do that. We barely ever hear Jay-Z talk at this point. So if this is the way we're going to keep hearing him, I don't like it. I don't like it as a fan. I don't like it as a person in the culture. I feel like, yeah, you have every right to defend yourself, but this is not defending yourself. You defend yourself when you have your day in court, right? That's when you go in and say, hey, my team presents this evidence against theirs, whatever. Here's cross examination, whatever. But these little mini, disc records that he's putting out, I don't really like it. Like, I hope we don't have to keep seeing this. I hope we don't.
I I think he's risking public his pu- the public's perception of him when he does this. I
Yeah,
think that he makes sometimes when people talk a lot about lying by omission. I'm
mm,
not saying this is what he did. I'm just using this as an example. People talk a lot about lying by omission, but the thing that a lot of people don't talk about as much is lying by admission. So, and a lot of people do that, right? Like people who feel guilty or people who are guilty sometimes will overcompensate and give you too much in an
yeah,
effort to um you know uh, set it ablaze a little bit, distract you from what's happening. I'm not saying that's what Jay-Z did here, but I think that he could, if he continues doing this sort of thing, this sort of response, I think he runs the risk of people thinking that he's guilty simply because he's almost over he's very overtly and overly trying to take these people down who honestly it wouldn't have taken much for Jay-Z's lawyers to take these people down. Jay-Z is a very powerful, wealthy man who
right.
can hire the most powerful attorneys to defend him. So when he does this, it makes it creates a perception of guilt. I'm not saying it didn't me. I'm just saying it can create that perception of guilt just based off of the fact that people are like, well, why are you so aggressively, like, you've been accused of things before, maybe not officially or whatever. People have said things about you before. You're so high profile between you and your wife and your children, at least one of them. Obviously, you're so in the public eye. You deal with people saying things about you all day every day, right? So this particular one seemed to have struck a chord. I understand why. I'm not saying I don't get that, but I do think that when you go so hard, it's like confronting your partner about cheating, and they in fact are cheating. But instead they go, "Oh my gosh, how could you accuse me of?" It's like that. It comes off like that, where it's like,
Yeah,
slow down. This is a little bit too aggressive, and it makes you look guilty, whether you're guilty or not. Sometimes the way you handle things can make you look guilty. So I think he should be careful, because I think that if he continues to do things like this and come out publicly and don't let the publicist speak or don't let the lawyers speak, I think he will start to create a perception of guilt in people. And that is not what he wants. I don't know how far that would go anyway, again, because he's very wealthy and he's very powerful. But if he's worried about what the public thinks of him, which this to me showed that he does to some degree, um then he's got to be careful with doing that, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's clear, like you said, this one struck a nerve, or this was the one that he was like, no, 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 this we will not have. But I think he's ODing a little bit.
He's got to let the people who get paid to handle these things, let them handle it.
Yeah,
That's what
I
they're there
agree.
for. I wish I had somebody I could hire. I wish I had the means to hire somebody to speak for me when I, whenever they come to me in the comments and tell me some nonsense or something. I wish I had a publicist who could just, respond for me or whatever. I don't know. It's just I think it's what's the word? I think it's a little irresponsible, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.